Hello dear students, once again I welcome you all in my YouTube channel Modern English with Khandu Dayal. In the previous lectures we have seen the first part of the first lesson, that is an astrologer's day. Now in this lesson, in this video we are going to see the next part, this part number 2. In the first video, in the first part, we have seen that the astrologer came in the market along with his all professional equipments, and there are other people as well in the market, all the tradesmen, businessmen who are selling their goods. And he came in the market and sat under a big tamarind tree, which boughs were flanked all over the path. Right now, in this video, we are going to see the next part. The astrologer charged 3 pies per question and never opened his mouth till the other had spoken for at least 10 minutes, which provided him enough stuff for a dozen answers and advices. That was the good trick played by astrologer. He never used to open his mouth unless and until he listens to the customer for at least 10 to 15 minutes, which provides him a good stuff, which provides him a kind of hint to judge or to predict what will happen in their future life. And that gives him a kind of advice, or that becomes a kind of a thing which is very much needed to give the advice, to give different sorts of answers to the customer. When he told the person before him, gazing at his palm, now that was the very common thing any astrologer used to gaze or have a look on their customer's palm, and they used to tell, in many ways you are not getting the fullest result for your efforts. You are doing a lots of efforts, but you are not getting the expected results, right? So 9 out of 10 were disposed to agree with him. Or he questioned, is there any woman in your family, in your society, maybe even a distant relative who is not well disposed towards you? And what is the reason behind it? Why you are not getting the fullest result? Maybe because of any woman or any relatives who is not well disposed towards you, or who is not having a kind of good attitude, a good feeling towards you. Maybe they are having a kind of jealousy feeling in case of you, and that's why you are not getting the fullest result. That would be the reason behind it, right? So that sort of trick the astrologer used to play in order to allure the customer. Or he gave an analysis of character. Most of your troubles are due to your nature. Now maybe whatever difficulties, whatever problems you are facing, maybe because of your nature. So how is your nature? We'll see next. Most of your problems are due to your nature. How can you be otherwise with Saturn where he is? You have an impetuous nature and a rough exterior. So how is your nature? Impetuous, that is impulsive, highly reactive, means in a quick form, who used to represent, or a kind of what we call in Marathi, impetus means a chanchal. And your exterior is not good, your appearance is not good, that much good, and that's why you may be getting problem or difficulties. This endeared him with hearts immediately, for even a mildest of us loves to think that he has a forbidding exterior. Maybe because of his exterior, his forbidding exterior, and that's why he is not getting the fullest result, he is not getting the expected result. The nuts vendor blew out his flare and rose to go home. Now the nuts vendor bundled up all his things, and now he's ready to go home. This was a signal for the astrologer to bundle up too, since it left him in darkness except for a little shaft of green light which strayed in from somewhere and touched the ground before him. And that was a kind of signal for the astrologer too. Once the groundnut seller bundled up all the things in order to go home, now he understood that it is the time to go home. He picked up his cowrie shells and paraphernalia and was putting them back into his bag when the green shaft of light was blotted out. And when the astrologer was about to go, what happens? the a green sharp light was blotted out, and now he's ready to go home. He packed all his things and he's ready to go home. He looked up and saw a man standing before him. As soon as he packed his things, he wanted to go home, but as he packed his thing and stood to go home, he could see a man was there standing in front of him. He looked up and saw a man standing before him. He sensed a possible client and said, "You look so careworn. It will do you good to sit down for a while and chat with me." As the astrologer bundled up his thing and he was about to go, when he could see a man in front of him, that man was standing in front of him and he looked so careworn, worried, and the astrologer said, "Let us sit down and let me know what is your problem, so I'll be able to solve your problem." The other grumbled some reply vaguely. The astrologer praised his invitation, whereupon the other thrust his palm under his nose, saying, "You call yourself an astrologer?" The other stranger said that, "You call yourself an astrologer?" The astrologer felt challenged and said, tilting the other's palm, the green shaft of light, "Yours is a nature." "Oh, stop that." When the astrologer started telling the other stranger that yours is the nature, then he said, "Oh, stop that. I don't want to listen something different. I just want to know something special, something worthwhile. My friend is picked." When the astrologer said, "I charge only 3 pies per questions, and what you get ought to be good enough for your money." "Look, man, I charge only 3 pies per questions, and whatever answer I am giving, that is good enough for your questions." The word picked means annoyed, irritated, or resentful. At this, the other withdrew his arm, took out an anna, and flung it out to him, saying, "I have some questions to ask. If I prove you are bluffing, you must return that anna to me with interest." And the other stranger said that, "I know that you are bluffing." Bluffing? Trying to deceive someone. And he said, "I know that you are bluffing. If I prove you are bluffing, you must return that anna to me with interest. If you find my answer satisfactory, will you give me 5 rupees? The astrologer said, "If you find my answers are satisfactory, so will you give me 5 rupees? The stranger said, "No." "Or will you give me 8 annas? The astrologer said. On which the stranger said, "All right, provided you give me twice as much if you are wrong. I'll give you 8 annas, but if you are wrong, you are supposed to give me the double," said the stranger. Now, this pact was accepted by both the parties, both of them, and little further argument. The astrologer sent up a prayer to heaven as the other lit a cheroot. The astrologer caught a glimpses of his face by the matchlight. Meanwhile, what happens? The astrologer sent a prayer to the heaven when the other stranger lit a cheroot. Cheroot? A kind of cigar. When the astrologer caught a glimpses of his face by the matchlight, and he could see that stranger, and he understood who was he. There was a pause as cars hooted on the road. Jutka drivers swore at their horses, and the babble of a crowd agitated the semi-darkness of the park. And the Jutka drivers and the crowd just they are going to and fro because they wanted to go home. When the other sat down, sucking his cheroot, puffing out, sat there ruthlessly, and the other stranger sat there very ruthlessly, puffing out the cheroot and doing nothing. When the astrologer felt very uncomfortable. "Here, take your anna back. I am not used to such challenges. It is late for me today." And he very uncomfortable and saying, take your Anna back, and I don't want to have such kind of challenges, and I'm late today, so I have to go home, so I will not have a challenge with you. It's late for me today. He made preparations to bundle up. The other held his wrist and said, you cannot get out of it now. You dragged me in while I was passing. And the other stranger said that now you cannot get out of it now because you dragged me in, right? So you are not allowed to go out now. Now you are supposed to have a challenge with me. You dragged me in while I was passing. The astrologer shivered in his grip and his voice shook and became faint. As soon as the stranger catches his hand, now the astrologer started fainting and feeling shivered, feeling scared, feeling a kind of fear, right? Leave me today, I will speak to you tomorrow. And the astrologer is saying that, leave me today, I will speak to you tomorrow. The other thrust his palm in his face and said, challenge is challenge, go on. The astrologer proceeded with his throat drying up. There is a woman. And the other stranger is not ready to listen to him, and he is saying that you are not supposed to go, you are supposed to have a challenge with me, because a challenge is challenge and you cannot go home. Somehow the astrologer managed, and he started telling there was a woman. And quickly the stranger said, stop, said the other, and I don't want to listen all that. Shall I succeed in my present search or not? That is what I wanted to know. And he said that, just let me know one thing. I don't want to listen any other things. Just let me know whether I will be succeed in the present search or not. Answer this and go. Otherwise, I will not let you go till you disgorge all your coins. Otherwise, I will not let you go, and I will take all your money from you. The astrologer muttered a few incantations and replied, all right, I will speak. Meanwhile, the astrologer muttered some incantations, some magical words. All right, I'll speak, but will you give me a rupee if what I say is going to be convincing to you? Okay, alright, I will say everything to you, but will you give me a rupee if what I say is convincing to you? Now whatever I am going to say you, if that you find a good or convincing you, will you give me a rupee? Otherwise I will not open my mouth, and you may do what you like. Otherwise I will not open my mouth. You can do whatever you want or whatever you like. After a good deal of haggling, the other agreed. Haggling? Bargaining. After a good deal of haggling, the other agreed. The astrologer said, you were left for dead. Am I right? And now the astrologer is starting telling the real things, what has happened in his life. He said, you were left for dead. Now in your past life, you were left for a dead. Oh, tell me some more. A knife has passed through you once, said the astrologer, and he started telling true things and real things. The knife was passed through you. Good fellow. He bared his chest to show the scar, and what else? And the stranger could understand that definitely he is able to tell what has happened in my life, and he opened his chest to show the scars of the knife which was passed through his chest. I hope students you would have understood this lesson, and will be continuing this remaining part in the next video. Till then, if you have any problem, you can ask me or you can comment in the comment section below. Thank you so much.